He stood at the pinnacle of music royalty, a billionaire mogul who helped define hip-hop culture. But federal investigators now allege Sean Diddy Combs' empire operated under troubling circumstances. As shocking courtroom testimony unfolds, a complex picture emerges of business relationships and personal dynamics that prosecutors argue crossed serious legal boundaries. The outcome could reshape one of music's most powerful legacies. Now, to December 2011 in Hollywood Hills. According to court testimony, Diddy arrived unexpectedly at rapper Kid Cudi's residence late one night. Former assistant Capricorn Clark says she accompanied him. Security records confirm an unauthorized entry occurred, while official reports show a vehicle registered to Diddy's company was present. Prosecutors argue this incident reveals a pattern of questionable behavior. They claim it shows the potential misuse of company resources and marks the beginning of a series of events now under legal scrutiny. Legal experts note this testimony helps establish a timeline of interactions and documents alleged improper use of business assets. But this nighttime visit was just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Because when we examine Diddy's personal relationships, even more complex questions emerge. While the Hollywood Hills incident raised questions, the testimony from Diddy's former partner, Cassie Ventura, revealed even more complex dynamics in their relationship. Court documents describe what prosecutors are calling concerning personal and financial arrangements. According to sworn testimony, Cassie alleges she participated in organized encounters at various locations, with Diddy reportedly managing all aspects. She described feeling financially dependent and emotionally controlled, despite her own successful music career. Financial records show Diddy had access to her accounts, while witnesses claim he limited her outside relationships. Prosecutors argue this establishes a pattern of improper influence that could violate federal statutes. Legal analysts note the importance of multiple witnesses describing similar experiences. The defense maintains all interactions were completely consensual. But Cassie's account wasn't the only one that caught the court's attention. Another former associate came forward with claims that could further support the prosecution's case. Another perspective emerged when a former personal assistant shared her experiences working with Diddy. Her courtroom testimony provided insights into their professional relationship. Employment records show she worked for Diddy in two separate periods. First from 2010 to 2012, then again from 2016 onward. She described handling a wide range of business and personal tasks as part of her role. The defense presented email correspondence showing the assistant voluntarily returned to her position after their first working period ended. They emphasized this as evidence of a mutually agreed professional arrangement. Legal analysts note this testimony helps establish patterns in how Diddy managed his business operations. The prosecution suggests it demonstrates unconventional workplace practices, while the defense maintains it shows normal celebrity employment standards. This testimony becomes particularly relevant when examining the financial aspects of the case, which we'll explore next. Courtroom attention then turned to examining Diddy's business financial records. Prosecutors highlighted several transactions they described as unusual. Bank statements show repeated cash withdrawals just under $10,000, the amount that triggers mandatory reporting. Several payments were made to individuals listed as consultants without detailed service descriptions in the records. Additional documents reveal company funds being used for what appear to be personal expenses. The prosecution team argues these patterns suggest an attempt to avoid financial scrutiny. They maintain the movement of money between accounts raises legitimate questions about proper business practices. Diddy's legal team countered that all transactions were properly documented and recorded. They emphasized these are standard practices in the entertainment industry, where flexible consulting arrangements are common. The defense stressed there's no evidence of improper intent behind any financial activity. This financial examination becomes particularly important when considering how Diddy's various business entities were structured and operated. Legal analysts now turn their attention to how Diddy's various companies were organized and managed. Corporate filings reveal a complex network of entertainment ventures, fashion brands, and investment firms all operating under the Combs Enterprises umbrella. Prosecutors pointed to several instances where business entities appeared to overlap in their functions. They noted multiple LLCs sharing office spaces and employees, with funds frequently transferred between different company accounts. The defense countered that such structures are completely normal for entrepreneurial empires. They presented examples from other celebrity businesses showing similar organizational patterns. Their financial experts testified that all entities maintained proper separation and accounting. What makes this particularly significant is how these business relationships connect to the wider allegations in the case. When we examine the complete picture emerging from witness testimony and financial documents together, Diddy's legal team presented their response to the allegations, focusing on three key areas of their defense strategy. Their central arguments. First, they questioned the reliability of some witness accounts, pointing to changes in their stories over time. Second, they brought in financial experts who testified that all business transactions followed standard industry practices. Finally, they presented evidence suggesting all personal relationships were completely consensual. Supporting testimony. Certified accountants explained the financial records in detail. Entertainment industry professionals described common business structures. Several character witnesses spoke about positive professional experiences. Prosecution's counter. The government attorneys maintained their position about certain patterns in the evidence. They suggested some witnesses might not have shared full details initially. Leading to conclusion. With all testimony now complete, the jury faces the complex task of evaluating these competing perspectives.